everybody, Pastor Jim here from the Indian Lake Community Church in the Lighthouse of Indian Lake. Hope this finds you safe, happy, and well on this midweek message. I'm in the car again, obviously. I don't intend to make this a habit, but this morning I did a video at home and I uploaded it and everything was done and all that good stuff. But then I got to thinking about it as I got on the road, and I thought, that's not exactly where I wanted to go with that. That's not exactly what I wanted to say and share. And so I decided that since I got a lot of stuff going on at the office, I'd just talk with you on the way. So I hope that's okay with you. I am keeping my eyes on the road. And one concerned parishioner asked, what happens if somebody pulls out in front of me and I were to say something or make a gesture that people shouldn't see? And I said, well, you know, it's not that I'm a perfect person, but I am taping this so I could start over if the unlikely scenario that were to happen. But so here's the thing. In my video this morning, I was talking about the woman at the well in Samaria and how Jesus saw, you know, right through her. And she tried to change the subject, and she tried to bring up the topic of where they should worship, you know. Should it be on the mountain where the Samaritans worshiped, or in the temple in Jerusalem? And it was all basically a smokescreen to change the subject, because Jesus had called her out on her personal life, and she didn't want to go there. You know, she didn't want to talk about her personal life. She didn't want to talk about things that she might need to work on. And so she tried to change the subject. She tried to basically pull a fast one on Jesus. Imagine that, if you would. And Jesus wasn't having it, of course. And he came back to her and he said, you know, it doesn't matter where you worship. The time is coming, and now is, when true worshipers will worship the Father in truth and spirit. And so that's a powerful thing, because what it means is, when we go to God, we have to be truthful. We have to be honest with Him. We have to not pretend to be able to hide things from God, but we have to lay ourselves bare. So, for example, people sometimes tell me they're mad at God, and I ask that question: have you told God that? You know, have you told God you're mad at Him? Sometimes people say, I'm so confused, I'm angry, I'm afraid, I'm fill in the blank. And my question is always the same. Have you told God that? Because, you know, why not? When we go to God, why not fall on your knees and confess and just be honest and open and lay yourself bare and just, you know, God, I'm lonely, God, I'm afraid, God, I'm angry, God, I'm ashamed, God, I'm whatever. Because until we worship in that kind of truth to Him who is the truth, then we're just playing games with ourselves and our spirituality, and we're really selling God short, and you can't fool Him. And what got me thinking about this was, you know, like on Facebook, sometimes instead of reading the names or something or the post, I'll scroll through and look at the pictures of the people, whether it's a selfie or a group picture, that kind of thing. And my question is this: do I recognize these people? Without seeing the name, seeing the context, do I recognize these people that I'm, you know, friends with? And oftentimes I don't. And sometimes it's, you know, a perfectly nice couple or family or group, and they're having a nice meal that they're taking pictures of somewhere. I don't know, but without looking at the name and investigating, I'm not sure who they are. We all have friends like that, I think, on Facebook. But sometimes, and what bothers me is, I'll come across a picture of somebody and I'll look at it and I'll just think, yeah, I don't know, who's that? And then I look at the name and I'm like, oh my goodness, wow, didn't recognize it, because there are so many filters there that they put on their picture that, you know, it doesn't look like them. And sorry, ladies, but, you know, it seems to happen more with ladies, because we allow men to age gracefully. You know, I've got a lot of gray going on. I don't care. My hairline is getting higher and higher. I don't care. And people don't care. You know, I've never been a vain person to begin with, so I don't worry about it. But for, you know, society seems to have a different expectation for women, and they're not allowed to age gracefully. You know, they have to worry about appearance and those kinds of things. And so if you put a filter on that takes some of the wrinkles away, and you change the tone of your skin, and you do different things, and suddenly you look much younger and near perfection, you know, that kind of thing, where, you know, the reality is, yeah, so you have wrinkles, you know, you've earned those. I mean, my wife, whatever wrinkles she has, yeah, those are from me and the kids. And so she's a beautiful woman. And, if she never colored her hair, if she never wore makeup, I don't care. But most people feel like we have to put filters on everything to try and make ourselves look physically perfect on Facebook, or to make our lives look perfect on Facebook. There's this idea on social media that it's not okay to not be okay, and so therefore our lives, we portray as perfect, or our families, or whatever situation, or whatever we got going on. We show this false perception of perfection to the world because we don't want people to see the real us. We don't want people to see our imperfections and our insecurities. And the thing is, if we opened up to people, you might be surprised that instead of judgment, instead of mocking or laughing or those kinds of things, maybe, just maybe, people would understand because they've been there too. Maybe if you open up and share with somebody, maybe you'll find out that somebody else is going through something that you're going through or that you've been through. And rather than pointing the finger and thinking less of you, they would want to be there. They would want to be there to help you and to support you and to be there, in a sense where sometimes people say, I want to go, but I don't know what to say. And my thing is, it doesn't matter what you say, because they probably in a time of crisis won't remember what you said. They'll remember that you were there. That they'll remember. What you said, maybe not. But we have this sense that if we hide our imperfections from people, that they'll think highly of us, or think better of us, or at least not think less of us, and so that was the video that I did, and I tried it like 10 times, and it just wasn't coming out right. And then I was getting ready to come to the office, and it occurred to me, one of the reasons why it wasn't coming out right was because, honestly, I was being hypocritical, and accusing other people of not being honest, and accusing other people of not being open and not sharing. And when the reality is, I'm guilty of that too. I really am. And so I don't post a lot on Facebook other than, some things about bacon or food or those kinds of things, or jokes. Sometimes some scripture, that type of thing. I don't put anything on Facebook of any value or importance, really, as far as my personal life. And I have this persona that people, think that everything's good and everything's okay. And if I'm being completely honest, then I have to tell you that for most of my adult life, there's times where I've not been okay. There are times where I get into what I call dark times of struggle, where I am definitely not okay. And I tried to deal with it on my own for years, and never really had any success. So I finally went to a Christian counselor and shared with her the things that I wouldn't share with other people. And it turns out that in my hypocrisy, I've always talked about how we shouldn't place a stigma on mental health. We shouldn't place a stigma on people who have issues with mental health and seek treatment. And yet, the issues that I've had in my life, I've kept pretty well hidden. And that's pretty hypocritical of me. And so the truth is, I had a diagnosis of anxiety and major depressive disorder. And the therapist that I'm seeing is helping me through that. My wife and family are helping me through that. And the reality is that when I opened up to a few close friends, then I knew that when those times came, I could count on them and go to them in prayer, and that they would lift me up in prayer, and that made things so much better. And so there are times still where I'm not okay, but for the most part, yeah, I'm doing okay. And so this being able to share, truthfully with people, and not having to pretend and not having to put on this persona all the time, has taken a major weight off of my shoulders. So the reality of it is this, it's okay to open up to other people. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to be honest. It's okay if our lives aren't perfect. It's okay, definitely okay if we don't compare ourselves to other people's lives on social media, because our lives aren't perfect. And when we look at their false image of perfection, we don't feel any better. So here's the thing. If you go to God, be honest. Worship Him in truth. If you're mad, be mad. If you're depressed, be depressed. If you're angry, if you're ashamed, if you're confused, if you're whatever, just go to God and lay it bare. He knows. So what's the point in trying to hide it from Him? He can't help you if you're not honest with Him. If you're not prayerfully, honest with Him, then how can He help you? And here's something. Be honest with other people. Be honest with other people when you're not okay. Be honest with other people when your life's not perfect. Be honest with other people when you need something from them. For years I thought, what kind of person's going to go to a minister who struggles with anxiety and depression? Physician, heal thyself. But I finally got past that, and I realized, you know what? I am going to have to lead out of my brokenness. And when you come to that point where you can lead out of your brokenness, and you realize that you're leading other people who are broken too, then maybe, just maybe, your ministry is more powerful than when you try to hide these things. I don't know. So anyways, I've been rambling for a while here today, but I hope that this does you some good. It does me some good. I pray that you will go to God and be honest with God. Worship Him in truth. To reveal yourself to others in truth. And to just know that it's okay not to be okay. As long as you reach out. Reach out to friends, reach out to family, reach out to God. And worship in the spirit of truth. Yeah. Anyways, that's all I got for today. God bless. Have a great day. Hope to see you soon. I really do appreciate you taking the time to watch and listen to this video, and I hope you found some words of encouragement or hope to help you in your walk this week. If you'd like to find out more information about us and our ministry, you can look at one of our Facebook pages. We have one for the Lighthouse at Indian Lake. There's also a Facebook page for the Indian Lake Community Church. If you'd like more detailed information, for example, our location and our times of worship, if you'd like to join us for worship in person, we would love to have you. Or if you want information about how you can join us for worship online, you can visit our websites at www.lighthouseatindianlake.org or www.indianlakecommunitychurch.org. There you'll find information about our in-person worship times or how you can watch us online through the website or through Facebook or through YouTube. Also on there, you'll find out more about who we are and our mission to the Indian Lake community and beyond. And if you'd like to support us through your time and your talent or the giving of your possessions financially, you'll find information how to do so on those sites also. Thanks for listening in. God bless you, and we hope to see you soon.